This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we are talking about collection. In the collection we talked about list, set and differences among the child classes. Today we shall talk another wing of collection framework, that is about map. Okay, so what is map? How does the map stores the data? That we shall see now. Okay, in map the data gets stored in terms of key and value pair. Key and value pair. In map, how does the data get stored? In terms of key and value pair. Each key value pair means a single key value pair is called as entry. What is meant by an entry? A key and value pair is called as an entry. One entry, add an entry to the map means add one key and value to the map. That is what it is meant by. A map can have multiple entries. A map can have multiple entries. Means multiple entries is called as entry set. Multiple entries are called as what? Entry set. Okay. Key should be unique always. In a map, a key should be unique always. Clear? So that is the rule whenever we are using or dealing with the map. Clear? In map, we have hash map, linked hash map, and tree map. Okay, hash map implements map. Map is an interface. Okay, clear? Now, what is an entry? Entry means what? Key and value pair. Map contains what? Key and value pair. Each key value pair is called as entry. In Java, we have an interface called as map. Inside this interface, we have one more interface called as entry. In this interface, in this interface, We have two methods, get key and get value. Get key and get value. Now, if at all you want to use a entry, if at all we want to have an entry, what we should do is first we should tell map, then dot entry. Okay? You can't directly take a variable of type entry. If you want to take a variable of type entry, what we should do? Map dot entry. Why? Because first map and then entry. Entry is a inner interface. So first we should take the outer interface dot inner interface. Like that. Okay. So now let us see this. Let us take hash map. So key. So what type of key you want? So let us take key is of type string. Value is of type double. hm dot put. So we were using add, right? Similarly here it is put string. Let us take Priya. Okay, let us take like this. String and double. String is a name, double whatever we are giving is the height. Just I'm telling. Okay. So now what we did? We added four key value pairs. Okay, that means my hash map is having four entries. Multiple entries is called as an entry set. So to retrieve the entry from the map, we can take for each loop. For map dot entry colon hm dot entry set.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
So is map different from array?
yes, it's not like completely different. In array, we were storing one object. Here what happens, we are storing in terms of key and value pair. Okay, in array what we used to store? We used to store only names, or we used to store only height, or we used to store only integer objects. Clear? Here we are storing in terms of key value pair.
Okay. Okay.
Clear?
Thank
Ah, any other question? String key is equals to e dot get key. Double value is equals to e dot get value. So then here I can print k, then value. Again, see, we are getting all the key value pairs. Clear? See, first I inserted Priya, fine. Second, we are inserting David, but we are getting Simran here. Then we are getting David, then we are getting Anil, because hash map always give us unordered output. Hash map will always give us what? Unordered output. So what you guys do is take a hash map of type integer comma double, integer comma string, okay, and work it as an assignment. Linked hash map, integer, string, file, two. Now let me use for each loop for map dot entry colon lm dot entry set get key. Oh, key is integer now. See, key is integer, but I'm storing it in int because here it is auto unboxing. It is auto unboxing. So here if you observe in what way I am inserting, we are seeing the output in the same way. Okay. Now what I do in the map, if you add a key, for 5, I'm adding a value called as it's me. Now let us see what happens. See, 5 is not getting duplicated. Instead, it writes a new value. Instead, it writes what? New value to it rather than getting duplicated. Here the value get replaced. Previously it was 5. Now you are overriding with it's me. So it's overridden with it's me. Okay. A map, any map, it might be a hash map or linked hash map or a tree map, can not have multiple keys of same value. Okay. So that means a key can never be duplicated. If you are duplicating a key, then the value gets replaced. Hash map, can hash map have a null? See, it throws null pointer exception. A key cannot be a null. Okay, can we have a value as null? Yes, a value can be written as null. Yeah, one more thing. Linked hash map will always give you the output in order. In which order you inserted, in the same order you get the output. Here 1, 5, 3, 2, 7. We are inserting in the same order. We are getting it in the same order. Okay, tree map. Let us retrieve it using for each loop. Let us run. Tree map will always give us the sorted output. It sorts with respect to key. Tree map will sort with respect to what? Key. Clear everyone? So these are the three different classes that are available in map. Yeah, one more thing. Okay. See, what are you seeing here? You are seeing key value pair. Key can be of type anything. Value can also be of type anything. Why? Because we have not used a generic type map. Okay. But tree map. Now I will take tree map and try to run because it sorts always with respect to key. It throws us class cast exception. Why? Because tree map should have unique type of keys. It cannot have different type of keys. Clear? Okay, hash map will always give unordered output. Linked hash map will give ordered output. Then hash map, all in hash map, all the class methods are thread, save, year, linked asset class methods are not thread safe. Okay, hash map will always give us unordered output. Here it gives us sorted output. It sorts with respect to key. Hash map class methods are thread safe. Remap methods are thread safe. Then hash map, it can store, it can have different types of key, can have only unique type of key. Can have what? Unique type of key. Similarly, it gives ordered output, it gives sorted output, it can have different type of key, should have only unique type of. Okay, so this is what about our map. Clear? Do you have any doubt or any confusion regarding map, guys? Uh, so now we shall talk about encapsulation. What is meant by encapsulation? Or you only tell me, have you heard a word called as encapsulating? You might have seen some tablets. It will be like this. Inside this, some ingredients will be there, and there will be one wrap going to be covered it. So it's one capsule. It contains multiple ingredients inside it, and it is covered. It is covered. So there is no spillage, okay, and there is no loss. The ingredients inside this capsule, okay, is safe now. Why? Because it has been encapsulated inside a plastic component. It is encapsulated inside the plastic component. Take a water bottle. This is the lid. So water is encapsulated inside the bottle. What is meant by encapsulation means collecting a related set of data and keep it inside one block. In Java, what is meant by encapsulation? Collecting a related set of data and keeping them inside a block. We will write one method, right? Void add. Inside this, we write a code what is required for an addition. This code is encapsulated inside the method. That is, this is the block. Okay, what we did, we took a code which is going to help us for addition and we kept it inside the block. Okay, so what happened? The code which is going to help to perform the addition operation is encapsulated inside the add method. Similarly, we write a class. Inside this class, we will be having multiple variables and multiple methods. Variables and methods are encapsulated inside the class. Variables and methods are encapsulated inside the class. What we did, we took all the variables and methods related to our class and we kept it inside a class. Okay, encapsulation means grouping a related set of data and binding them into one block. And binding them into one block is called as encapsulation. It's called as what? Encapsulation. Yeah. So till now we are doing encapsulation only, but we are not knowing this is called as encapsulation. We were writing a class. Inside the class, used to write multiple variables and methods, right? In a method, we used to write a multiple statements. So this is called as encapsulation. Java, we can achieve encapsulation using Java Bean. So what is meant by a bean? You might have seen a beans, right? Okay, a bean. So the bean, inside the bean, there will be multiple seeds. On top of the bean, there is one more cover layer. So if I give this bean to someone, and if they open this bean, they can find four seeds inside, right? So bean contains multiple seeds, right? So similarly, in Java, we will have a bean object. Bean object. Bean object will be having multiple values inside it. Okay, this object will be transferred over the network. Okay, this object is used to transfer the information from one place to another. We call it as DTO, data transferring object. So this is the bean object. So to create a bean object, what we need? A bean class. We need a bean class. Encapsulation.
What DOT stand for, because
Data transferring object.
it's
It is used
DOT
to track DTO,
DTO, data transfer.
data transferring object. I will take
Wait,
one.
can you repeat the definition for encapsulation again?
Yeah. Anyways, I will write it, but still I can repeat it.
Okay.
Grouping a related set of data and binding them into one block is called as encapsulation. Grouping the related set of data and binding them into one block is called as encapsulation.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so now let us create a bean class. Okay, bean class. all the class should be declared as private. Okay, private string name, roll number, percentage. Okay, each private method should have corresponding public getter and setter methods. Okay, I'll tell you. Public void set name string name. This dot name is equals to name. This is public setter. This is public getter. Okay, similarly, we should have a getter and setter for roll number, getter and setter for percentage. It is very easy to get it. Right click, go to source, generate getters and setters. Click on this, select all, generate. It will automatically generate. You need not to sit and generate. First you should declare the variables. I will repeat once again. So first declare the private variables, then go inside the class and right click, then go to source, generate getters and setters, select all and generate. It generates automatically. Okay. Next, a class should have public default constructor. Okay, public default constructor. Alright, just public constructor. Find inside this class, is there a constructor? Yes. We are not writing a constructor. So what compiler will do? Compiler will write one public constructor. Okay, what will be that? That is public default constructor. When we don't write any constructor, compiler writes a default constructor. Anyways, it will be public. Next. Okay, the bean class should be public. Yeah, anyways, we are creating it as public. Okay, bean class should implement serializable interface. Okay, serializable interface. But right now we are not sending this object over the network. It is not required. But anyways, when you want to send this over the network, we need this. Now, let me create one class db1 void receive. Okay, db1, inside db1 we are receiving. Name is p dot get name. P dot get percentage. db1. db2. Main. So I'll create the person object. Person a is equals to new person. Then I'll tell a dot set name David. A dot set roll number 1. A dot set percentage 54.65. Okay, so now what we did, we created one bean object. Now this bean object will be transferred to the database. Will be transferred to what? Database. So if there are multiple databases, you need not to create this bean object again and again. To all the databases, you can pass this same object. I dot receive, can pass that. Okay. To both the databases, we are asking them to receive our person object. They are receiving, they are getting. We are setting and sending. In the database, they are getting it and storing it into the database. Right now, we are not using database, so I wrote this class here, db1 and db2. Here. So this is how we create a bean class. Generally, you don't create a bean class, but you will be using the bean objects. Someone will give you the bean object. Whenever they give a bean object, you should be knowing how to get a value. Okay, how to get a value using a getter method. Or if at all you want to set a object value to a bean object, then you should use a setter method. To get a value, you should use a getter methods. To set a value, you should use the setter methods. So that is how the bean object structure is all about. So bean object is a best example for encapsulation. So what happened here? So we created one bean object, that is the person object. Inside this, we stored a name, roll number, and percentage. What happened here? We collected the related set of data and kept it inside one block or one object. This is called as encapsulation. This is called as what? Encapsulation. Clear? Any doubt on this? Grouping the related set of data and binding them into one block is called as encapsulation. Clear? Okay. So now let us see one more thing. So we have a Java program and we have a file here. Java and file. So what we need to do is we need to write the data and read the data from the file using Java program. Means we should interact with the file using Java program. This concept is file handling. Okay, file handling. File handling means what? Interacting between program and the file is called as file handling. Okay, so the data from Java to the file or from file to Java will pass through IO stream. IO stream. IO stream means input output stream. All the data from Java to the file or from file to Java will transfer across stream, that is IO stream. Now, Java want to write the data into file. Java want to write the data into file. So what Java should do? Java should output. Java should what? Output. Java output will be the input to the file. If you want to write the data to the file, then we need to take output string. We need to take output string. If you want to read from the file, then we should take input string. Okay, if you want to read, we should use input stream. If you want to write, we should use output stream. Okay. So now in the output stream, we have file output string buffered output string file writer buffered writer. So similarly, we have file input stream buffered input stream. I'll write here file reader buffered reader. Okay. So to write the data into the file, you can use file output stream or buffered output stream or file writer or buffered writer. If you want to read the if you want to read the data from the file, then we should use file input stream, buffered input stream, or file reader or buffer reader, whichever the option you like. Now, let us see. Main. Let us create the file. Let us see how to create the file. First, create the file object. Okay, give the file name, whatever the file name you want to give. Give it as vikas.txt. Then I'll tell create new file. This method throws an exception. Let us handle the exception. Created the file. Let us run it. It is telling created the file. So you have created the file. The file will be coming inside your project. So here, if you are not able to see, right click and refresh. You can see vikas.txt. A empty file got created. See here, a empty file got created. Fine. Create new file is a file class method. It returns true if the file gets created. Returns false if the file is already existing. If the file is already existing, it returns false. If the file is already existing, it returns false. If file is not present, then only it will create. But it will not throw error telling that a file is already present. It will throw an exception only if it is not able to create the file in the given specified path. Okay. Okay. See now. Result is I know. See, result is false. Why? Because vikas.txt is already present, so it will not create once again. Instead of this, I will tell dimple.txt. Now let me run. It is returning true. Why? Because file got created. But if I run once again, it returns false. See? Clear? Let us create the object of file. I want to create a folder. Name it as A. If dot mkdir. Okay, create it. Just run it. Folder created. Just go to the project and refresh it. See, folder A got created. You're creating folder A, means any folder name you can give. So folder A got created. Now, folder 1, folder 2, folder 3. If you want to create like this, then we should use mkdirs, make directories. The folder is created. Let me refresh it. Folder 1, inside folder 1 we have folder 2, inside folder 2 we have folder 3. We can create a directory using mkdir. We can create multiple directories using mkdirs. Clear? Okay. So now let us see how to write the data into the file. Okay, let us use file output stream. Whenever you are using file output stream or buffer output stream, the data should be converted into bytes. Okay, and then you should write it to the file. So now what you will do, for example, you will have ABCD as a string. You should convert it into bytes. Okay, then you should write it into the file. Converting ABCD into the bytes is nothing but converting it into the byte array. Okay, and then write the byte array to the file. That is what we need to do now. Let's see that. File output stream, file output stream vikas.txt. You can give the new file name also. By default, it will create the new file. You need not to worry about it. If you don't want to print the exception message, you can just tell e.print stack trace. Okay, it will print the inbuilt default message of that exception. Or else you can, if you want, you remove it and put your SOP. Okay. I all the best. This I want to write it into the file. So take this string, convert it into the byte array. str.get bytes. There is already a method inside a string class. We need not to worry about it. We need to just call that method. It converts the data into the fout dot write the byte array. Okay, it throws one more exception. Let us add one more catch clause. Okay, now let us run it. Wrote into file. Let us open vikas.txt. See, the data came up over here. Clear? So this is how we are going to write the data into the file using file output string.
Why you converted this string to bytes? Is it like to write the data into the file we have to convert
Yes,
it?
because
Okay. Yeah, I forget this string.
whenever the data need to travel from Java to the file using file output string, the data need to travel in terms of zeros and ones. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to convert it in terms of bytes. Okay, so anything, string you want to write or anything you want to write, it has to be converted into bytes and then it has to be written into the file whenever you are using file output string. If you use others, then no problem. Yeah. Like file
Okay.
writer, if you use, you can write directly your string by converting it into character array. Any other doubt?
What is this print stack trace?
Yeah. See, for example, till now we were doing like this, right? Okay, we used to print our own message like this in SOP. If you don't want to do this, you can use print stack trace. It will print the message which is inbuilt inside the system. It will not print your message. If you want to print your message, you should put your SOP, or else you can make use of print stack trace to get the message.
Okay.
When exception is raised, you want to print your message, means you can just tell print stack trace. It will print the system inbuilt exception message. Clear, everyone? Any doubt on this? Fine. So work on this example, guys. Anyways, we'll continue with few more example. So we have left out with threads and a few parts of the file handling. Okay, so we shall see it in the next class. Clear? Any doubt on this? Okay, fine. So see you on Monday. Have a nice time, guys. Thank you. Bye.